Homegirl is miserable. Like,
Oh.
We all know Wendy Williams as a queen of shade, and apparently, after having learned that her ex-husband, Kevin Hunter, was dumped by his longtime mistress, Sharina Hudson, the former TV host couldn't refrain from making a sassy comment about this girl and her intentions. Apparently, the end of this 15-year-old affair warms Wendy's heart, and she's now confident that Sharina is already planning to seduce another fool with his pockets full of cash. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Celeb Live Channel. So, Wendy Williams is talking about Sharina Hudson again, but it's not what you think, guys. The TV diva is aware that this girl is going to look for another man with thick wallet and potentially break another family. So she is trying to send a warning message to every man who wants to start an affair with a girl like this.
that's what you get.
How that the affair between Kevin and Sharina is officially over, Wendy doesn't see the reasons to keep silence, especially considering the fact that she had known about their affair for years. And ever since the divorce, she was trying to expose Cherie colors. In her multiple after-divorce interviews, Wendy was hinting that this girl chose Kevin because he could give that opulent and luxurious life she had been dreaming of.
She was one of these, less than smart women who moved to the big city with bright lights.
And it seemed like Sharina's dreams were coming true ever since the moment Kevin Hunter laid her eyes on her. Apparently, Kevin couldn't resist seeing a smiling young woman in a shiny dress, so he started an affair with her. And what a break it has been from a boring family routine he had with Wendy, all work and no play. But as they say, it takes two to tangle, so as Wendy said, she knew all along that Sharina would basically sleep with any man in a room if he was rich and generous enough. And unfortunately for Wendy, this man was her then husband.
Kevin's problem is that Kevin ended up getting with this girl. She made herself very available to him. She was very disrespectful to me.
Well, no wonder that Kevin was so eager to keep this young woman in his life, and the only way he could do it, by showering her with expensive gifts way beyond her imagination. Designer bags, restaurants, cars. Wendy, cheating husband, had absolutely no shame and spared no expense to make his mistress happy. Because how else would you explain jobless Sharina Hudson stepping out of a new gold Ferrari Portofino with base price of $215,000? For Kevin, this affair must have been a breath of fresh air and his opportunity to show himself as a wealthy person and a breadwinner, which was impossible with Wendy because she was the main star of the show and was getting way more money. And trying to prove his manhood, Kevin went to unimaginable lengths, like sponsoring Sharina's business ideas and even calling this girl his soulmate on his social media. And if you think that Kevin's foolishness stopped here, apparently you don't know this man well, because he genuinely believed in Sharina's feelings for him, and simply threw 25 years of marriage into the trash bin with his statements and actions.
People fall in love and out of love every day, for whatever reason.
And Wendy allowed him to keep this girl, and despite knowing that Kevin was sleeping with her and spending her money to buy her gifts, she never confronted him, thinking that this affair would be over one day and Sharina would find someone younger and richer. Well, in fact, it ended quite unexpectedly for all sides, when Hudson got pregnant, and this was the last straw for Miss Wendy.
Infidelity is one thing, a full baby is a whole nother topic.
And this was the moment when things went bad for both Kevin and Sharina because Wendy was so hurt by such a betrayal that she filed for divorce without thinking twice. And deep inside, she knew that these two wouldn't last on their own because the only glue that kept holding them together all these years was Wendy's money. As the TV diva confessed, she was financially independent and her career was soaring. She didn't even need Kevin anymore, especially with a baby on the side.
It took me 20 years to divorce him because every year of my professional life got better.
So, Wendy was financially strong on her own, and she wanted Sharina to find out the truth about Kevin's financial situation. That's why she agreed to pay him alimony, basically making him dependent on her payments. And the TV host was right because when money stopped coming, Kevin turned into a monster and showed his true colors. And this was the first time when Sharina saw his true nature. It was not a hustler and producer, but a man who was deeply relying on his wife's money. As Kevin petitioned to the judge, trying to get alimony back, the fact that I am unable to sustain my life and pay my bills in order is extremely emergent to me. I cannot pay my bills and sustain my day-to-day living. So, it doesn't come as a surprise that Sharina was quick to pack her bag and leave this man. It was obvious for Wendy that she never wanted anything else from him but his wealth, and living a boring life with office job and bills was never her intention.
I just felt like this wasn't for me,
However, just like Wendy, many fans predicted this outcome, and they say that Sharina should be ashamed of herself for wrecking the solid marriage and trying to fool Kevin. This man's life had been quite stable before he fathered a child with Hudson, and his fans say he should have thought twice before getting involved in this affair. It only left him broke, sick, and lonely. As one person commented, Kevin has been sitting without money since February of 2022 without thinking of getting a job. No savings, no nothing, no pancake revenue. And another user added, The fact that he relies on her money. Why can't he hustle and get his own? He is living above his means, and now it's time to correct. Good luck, Kev. Apparently, it was the best decision in Wendy's life because after seeing the divorce papers, she had become more confident. And although she had stated many times that Kevin was the love of her life, the TV diva didn't mind finding another man and falling in love again. The chapter with Kevin Hunter was finally over for her, and the only thing left to do to get the full satisfaction from this story is to wait until Sharina dumps him as well.
Still isn't. Being married is the holy grail, but there was a lot behind the scenes.
Wendy was ready to let Kevin live his new life with his mistress, and it could have been an end of the story if Sharina didn't start throwing shade at Wendy and accusing her of monetizing the story of her divorce and dragging her honest name through the mud. Well, Wendy Messy Divorce has actually turned into a documentary called What a Mess. And this is the best way to describe everything that was going on in her life. Well, Sharina was biting her nails out of despair because even since the divorce, she turned into the most despicable person in America, and people were watching her every step, waiting for her to leave Kevin so they could start pointing fingers and calling her names. And Wendy didn't hide the fact that she wanted this kind of publicity for Sharina.
My fault. This is a circumstance that I've created for myself out of a bad circumstance.
So you see why this girl couldn't have left Kevin Hunter earlier despite the approaching poverty? She was afraid of another move made by Wendy and was waiting for the right moment to kiss this drama goodbye. And since the news broke that Wendy was in the hospital in critical condition, Sharina realized it was her chance. But it seems like Wendy kept her eyes on that girl, waiting for her to misstep, and since it's happened, the TV diva decided to confront Sharina in her usual manner, calling her a homewrecker and reminding people that everything Hudson ever wanted from this family was money. As Wendy said, she plotted this kind of publicity for Sharina since the start, and that's why her name pops up in the headlines again, picturing her in the bad light.
And the girl, she is now on blast.
Getting slammed by basically everyone after the documentary was just the beginning of Sharina's troubles. And now that she is on blast again because she couldn't even stick around and prove that she was really staying with Kevin for love and not money, Wendy wants to expose this greedy girl even more before another family is ruined from her actions.
I want for people to learn life lessons out of it. You know, I've been through a lot of things, so maybe you don't have to go through them.
It seems like Wendy is satisfied to see the end of this love affair. And although it basically ruined her life and career, she still wants the world to learn from this story. And as many people believe, Sharina won't be able to pull another trick like this in the future because every person knows what a vile woman she is. As one person commented, this man gets what he deserves and his new woman shouldn't have anything to say to Wendy. Wendy owes her, not Kevin, nothing. The nerve of those two. And another user added, Sharina stuck around for 15 years as a side piece. Wow, determination. She had her eyes on Wendy's money too, and I'm glad it stopped. Well, Sharina's hopes of living a lavish life without applying any effort has broken into pieces, and that's why Wendy gloats over her misfortunes. And since Wendy's theory about Sharina being in this relationship for money confirmed, she can't help but to remind this girl her rightful place. And what do you reckon? Is Sharina Hudson a new standing joke all over the social media? And will she take a pause before looking for another silly sponsor like Kevin? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'm eager to know what you're thinking. And in the meantime, check my other videos about this crazy drama. Well, that's all for today. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned and I promise to be back very soon.